Work it, make it, do it, makes us wanna spend
Let's crank
us
this up.
Fourth and Lynn. For this segment, we will talk about. I will recap the last weekend's college football and NFL games. Alabama lost 9-6 in a thriller to LSU. Both teams played stellar defense as I expected, but the ultimate thing came down to special teams. Alabama missed 4 field goals, and you cannot have that happen if you want to win a national championship game. It cannot happen if you want to win a national championship game for Alabama. If you were Alabama, LSU, sure they struggled on offense with Jared Lee and Jordan Jefferson, but they made the plays they needed to win. Now we will also Oklahoma State survives a scare against Kansas State, 52-45. And also in NFL, Niners go to 7-1 after a 19-11 win over the Redskins. Jim Harbaugh's looking good. The Chiefs lose to the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins finally won a game, and it was at Kansas City, 31-3. Man, I'm surprised at Kansas City. Miami Dolphins come into play determined, and they walked out with a win. Could the Colts season go any lower? The Colts fall to 0-9 for a loss to the Falcons. They are even being booed by their own fans, something you don't see thereafter. Can Peyton Manning play this season? Remains to be seen, but the Colts are off to their first losing season ever since Peyton Manning's rookie year. My God, can the Colts do something for once? I still think it's true. I still think the Colts will at least wind up winning a game, and they have a good chance, which I'm going to preview this game. Jacksonville versus Indianapolis. Blaine Gabbert is not. It's just as good as Curtis Franklin. They both have spectacular numbers, but they're both Jaguars' defense, in my opinion, is better than the Colts. But Colts always struggle to contain Mauricio Drew. And by the way, the defense is playing. I think the Jaguars are going to win this in a 14-7 battle. It's going to be a close, low-scoring game. Now, on to my next agenda. I will preview this weekend's college football and NFL and big NFL games. The first preview, TCU versus Boise State. I think it's going to be a good game. People say, oh, TCU, not ranked from a low conference. Oh, well, who cares? But Boise State will be challenged by TCU because TCU, no matter how poor they've done this year, is still a tough team to play. Baylor only won by 2 against them. And sure, they lost to SMU, but SMU is going to be a pretty decent program. But TCU is playing as hard as it can, but they just lost a lot of players, and TCU's moving to the Big 12 next year, and I think so. I think if they can match the Big 12 tempo of high-scoring offense and decent defense, I still think TCU will be a successful Big 12 team. Boise State, TCU must limit Kellen Moore and force him into errors. Kellen Moore and his high-powered Boise State offense. TCU's offense is not bad, but I mean, Boise State is just like they're ranked higher because of how weak their division is, and based on the previous couple seasons' records. Can Boise State play for the championship game? I don't know. If Stanford, Oklahoma State, and Alabama do lose another game, or LSU even, Boise State is in discussion for the championship game. But they must prove it here. If they can beat TCU, a strong, kind of worthy opponent, because TCU is always tough to play. This will help improve Boise State's BCS rankings. And I predict the final score: 48-31, Boise State. Now, Nebraska plays Penn State. This was supposed to be Joe Paterno's final home game, but he has been fired already for failing to report or they say he covered up him and the university president covered up like his former defensive coordinators, like when his former defensive coordinator sexually molested eight boys. Now I'm not gonna comment on this, but this is just a sad thing for the way to end Joe Paterno's career. I'm not gonna comment on like do I think he deserves to be fired or not. I'm not gonna comment on that. But it's just such a sad way to end Joe Paterno's career, and I can understand why Penn State players are emotional. I mean, he has been here for Penn State for 61 years total, 61, like 6 years as a coach. It's just a really sad way to end his career. I think Penn State players are going to play very hard for him because they still like Joe, and they will always. I think Penn State wants to win this game for Joe, like especially the seniors. But I think they're just gonna struggle because they have too much emotion and all that stuff. And I think Nebraska's Taylor Martinez will rebound from an upset to Northwestern. I think the final score is going to be 28-14, Nebraska. Now, Stanford plays Oregon in a high Pac-12 showdown for the winner who can clinch a Pac-12 title. The winner has a chance to clinch a Pac-12 title and go to the Pac-12 championship game. Oregon has a high-powered offense led by Darren Thomas and LaMichael James, while Stanford has Heisman candidate Andrew Luck, and many predict Andrew Luck to be the #1 pick by the Indianapolis Colts. This game's both defenses are not very talented and all that. I mean, they're not very great, like very super good, but as most college defenses, they give up a they haven't given up a lot of points, but they haven't faced like a really challenging offense yet. And I think this is going to change. I think it's going to be a shootout. That's going to be 52-45 to Stanford, just because they're playing at home and and all Stanford's defense has to do is contain Thomas in the option play, and just force him to throw in the pocket. Do not like give him so much time to roll out and stuff. Yeah, I think, and then I think what Oregon has to do is take away the running game. If Oregon can take away the running game and force Andrew Luck for air, they will need to force Andrew Luck into errors if they want to win. Now on to the NFL. The NFL we will preview. Pittsburgh Steelers and Cincinnati Bengals have been a surprise this year with former TCU quarterback Andy Dalton. TCU I mean not TCU, my bad. Since Cincinnati will look to go to 7-2 to try to clinch the second spot in the AFC. Now, but Pittsburgh Steelers have already lost in a heartbreaker to the Baltimore Ravens on a touchdown pass. But given the circumstances, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers will rally to play hard. Like, Pittsburgh Steelers always close out the year strong. They can always rebound from a bad loss. But Bengals will be really hard challenge because I think the Steelers defense will blitz the heck out of Andy Dalton. And given the fact that Steelers will stop the run game, they will force Dalton to throw by air, and Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers offense will do a mix and Big Ben gets sacked a lot, but he will make plays against the Cincinnati defense. And since Cincinnati is such a young team, I think that the Steelers will win this one 24-17. I mean 24-20. Now we'll preview. Now the last game we'll preview is the Niners versus the Giants. The Giants come on like beat the Patriots 24-20, just like the touchdown pass when they won the Super Bowl against them a couple years ago in Super Bowl 42. Niners, they have such a stellar rushing. They have not allowed a single rushing touchdown this whole year. But their offense, Alex Smith, they have not made any mistakes, but they have not put up as much points. Look for the Giants defense to get aggressive, stack the box, stop Rangor, and blitz Alex Smith, hoping they can force him into some errors. And look for the 49ers to stuff Ahmad Bradshaw and Brendan Jacobs in order to force Eli Manning to pass. And they can get to Eli Manning like they did to Matthew Stafford with 4 or 5 guys. They should be in great shape. I think the Niners will win this one because they're playing with more confidence, with a lot of confidence, and on a huge 6-game winning streak. I think the 49ers will win this one 20-14. Well, that does it for Fourth Villain. See you guys next time. On Fourth Villain. Peace out.